for it, and they're out there making a determination about what's actually going to be, the least expensive and the best system kind of healthcare they can obtain through that process. $180 million every single year comes off of it. If we can, I could go through a whole list of things. I can bring it down. I guarantee you we can eliminate, this quote deficit we face of $1.2 billion. It's gone. And we don't have to do anything. We don't have to raise any taxes or fees. We don't take money from anybody else. We can do this. It will not be easy. And I will have to come to you at more than once. I'm going to have to come to the people of the state because I can't do it unilaterally. And I may not be able to do it with the legislature. And some things we have to come to you with anyway because we have to essentially repeal Amendment 23. These amendments that have gotten in that demand that are mandating all these payments, mandating expenditures. We can't go on like this, you guys. You can't keep putting stuff into the Constitution that mandates these things on one end, and then, of course, also put stuff into the Constitution that shrinks the budget. Something's going to collide here. You just can't do this. And so I believe Tabor has been enormously effective, an important part of what has actually increased the individual income rates for Coloradans, mostly because of Tabor. There is I'm kind of a policy wonk, I ran the Independence Institute for 5 years. I like this stuff, believe it or not. It's weird, I know. But I kind of do like budget stuff. And there's a book out, it's called Rich State, Poor State. And it's ALEC, American Legislative Exchange Council, put this thing out, and it measures every state, in a variety of ways. And one reason why we had as high a personal income growth as we had during those years is because of Tabor. And they say it in the book, it's because of Tabor. Less government, less taxes mean much greater growth in our economy. That's the equation we have to work with.
Tell us about your running mate, Pat Miller. What she brings to your ticket and what she'll do in your administration.
Oh man, I wish I would have thought about it and asked her to join us today. She was with us this morning at a breakfast we had. I've known her for about 20 years or more. She was in the state legislature from Arvada. She and her husband Lynn, great friends, wonderful people. She has run an anti-abortion organization now for about 23 years here in Colorado. She ran against David Skaggs twice, not successfully. But you could not ask for a more honest. If you just when you get to meet her, you'll say this is a true human. You can tell people. You get a sense of who people are. Whether they're phonies or not. Man, she is the real deal, and you'll love her. You will absolutely love her. She's a sweetheart.
What are her priorities in your administration?
Well, beside the question is, what are the priorities within the administration?
I think it starts to break up.
A breakup over there. What are the priorities within the administration? Well, she's got that really important job of the Indian Commission. That's part of it. It's a crazy thing, but that's one of the responsibilities of the lieutenant governor. It's not the only responsibility, but believe me, we're going to find a lot of very interesting things for her to do in that time. Okay. We're going to take just one more. I've got to go to do this in Greeley in a little bit, and I have to have something left here.
This gentleman.
Sir.
Hi, I'm Bob Marshall, Secretary of Here Is Now.
Yes.
And one thing I wanted to point out, and I'm not too sure if this is where everyone itches. I hate to have the last question, but one thing that I've noticed is that there's a great deficit of understanding of the Constitution and concepts of liberty. And so the question I have, one thing that endeared Ronald Reagan to all of our hearts is that he was able to educate the public in terms of liberty. And so what I wanted to ask you, two things. One, can you commit yourself as governor to take every opportunity that you can to educate us and the legislature in the Constitution and concepts of liberty, and also in our education system, somehow to emphasize that and roll out programs that will help our youth understand the Constitution and concepts of liberty.
Oh, yeah. Great. Here's what we've been thinking about. Well, first of all, I think I answered a part of that earlier on when I was talking about the 10th Amendment revolution. That is the essence. I mean, the less federal government, greater state government, I mean, greater responsibility placed at the state level, more freedom and more liberty. Now, but here's something else we were thinking about. Because, you know, a governor cannot determine curriculum in the state of Colorado, and so, but there are programs that we can establish, you know, funded totally privately, for students throughout the state. You know, there are all kinds of things that we do to honor students for certain achievements. Well, why not a program, again, privately funded? I'm not going to go make this some sort of new program of government. But why not one that gives a little stipend of some sort for kids at every level in schools throughout the state for doing exactly that? I mean, showing an understanding of the Constitution of the state of Colorado, of the United States of America, expressing it. We'll have a big event where they'll, you know, we can honor these kids, read their little, you know, I haven't worked out all the details yet, but in my mind, I keep thinking to myself, you know, let's show what really matters and what we really are concerned about. When I said to the Tea Party group that we are facing what we're facing in this country because of a lack of knowledge on the part of the people in this country, not an understanding of what especially the Constitution is all about. One of the reasons why it was easy for me when, you know, it was too late to run as a Republican, and there was the Constitution Party. Cool. Sounds good to me. You know, I mean, and it's fine. I mean, most of their stuff really focuses on the federal level, their platform and everything. But Constitution is, I believe, divinely inspired. Okay, I believe that no way could people come together. The idea that these folks could come together at that period of time. You know, there's always been a great person throughout a person. You know, but how could it be that so many came together there then and created this document that was a brand new way of looking at that relationship I mentioned earlier between people and government? I think it's divinely inspired, and by golly, we're going to make sure that as many kids as possible in the state understand. We'll do our best. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
Big hand.